Hello and welcome to episode number 22 of the Everything NYJ podcast. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are all happy and healthy. My name is Liam. I am your host, and I am still dealing with COVID, although I feel pretty darn good. The doctors say I am still infected, so I have about another week of lockdown left to go before I am fully off of quarantine and I can get back to living a normal life. So in the meantime, I'm just going to keep pumping out Jets content for you guys. As long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep producing, right? Before we get started, I just want to thank you guys for all the DMs and everybody reaching out to me and hoping, I feel better and praying for me. Especially going through COVID. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys very much. And it is a big week. It is officially football week. NFL comes back this week. The moment that we have all been waiting for all offseason long, ever since we fired that bum Adam Gase. We have been waiting for this moment. And it is coming. The Zach Wilson era officially begins this Sunday in Carolina against Sam Darnold. We have a lot to get into today. We're going to get into all that and more. But before we get into that, I just want to tell you guys to please subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to go follow me on Twitter, go right ahead and do so at Everything NYJ on Twitter. I'll make sure to follow you back. Guys, hit my DMs if you guys want to talk football. If you guys just want to talk life, whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm here for you guys. So like I said, big week in the NFL. The Robert Salah, Zach Wilson journey is about to begin. And I just want to go over the expectations for the season. On both sides of the ball, at almost every position we'll get into today. And I just want to let you guys know, understand where we are as an organization. Rookie coach, first-time head coach, the whole coaching staff is pretty darn new. From Jeff Ulbrich, he has some experience, but guys like Mike LaFleur, they don't. We have a very young coaching staff. We have a rookie quarterback, and we have to understand, as a fan base, where this team is. 2-14. They're coming off of a 2-14 season. We're in the midst of an actual rebuild. And listen, I understand where the older fans are coming from. Listen, I'm not really an older fan. I've been watching since about the Pennington era. I grew up with Pennington, Wayne Corbett, and Curtis Martin. Those are the guys I grew up watching. But I am also 22 years old. So, I sat through the Rex Ryan era, the good and the bad. I sat through the Todd Bowles era. I cried through the Adam Gase era, even though I tried to believe in Adam Gase, especially like last season. I tried to believe that, maybe Sam Darnold going into his third year, maybe we could pull something out. I knew deep down that we weren't going to. But we have to understand how necessary this rebuild is. This is the first time in a very long time that the Jets are actually rebuilding the right way. I guess we can call it a rebuild with Mark Sanchez and Rex Ryan, but there was a ton of veterans on that team. That team was going to do good almost regardless. Going into the Todd Bowles era, we started that off with Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh McCown. That's not really a rebuild. And then we got into Sam Darnold, and then they shipped McCagnon as well, but they shipped Todd Bowles right out after one season, so that's not a true rebuild. And then they gave him Adam Gase, and we all know how that went. That's not a rebuild. This is the first time in a long time that the Jets are actually rebuilding. I understand we're sick of the rebuild. But we have to see the big picture. No matter how the season turns out, we have to see the big picture. See it through. With that being said, there's a lot that we could see and there's a lot that we could learn from this young team this year. Starting off with the coaching staff. Getting into Robert Salah a little bit. What do we expect from him? What do I want to see from Robert Salah? And the big thing is keeping the guys invested. Keeping the guys buying in. Even through adversity. We saw it last year, what happens when the players don't care. Nobody was buying into Adam Gase's BS. No one was buying into Donald Loggins' BS. The proof was on the writing. The writing was on the wall, should I say. Excuse me. It wasn't hard to tell that the team didn't care last year. They were all just there to collect, they were zombies collecting paychecks. That's exactly what the team was last year. On both sides of the ball. Nobody knew that nobody believed in Adam Gase, I should say. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Nobody believed in Adam Gase. Nobody believed in Dowell Loggins. And why should they? I don't blame them. They were a terrible coaching staff. Our coaching staff this year, they're actually football guys making football decisions. You see Robert Salah during his press conferences. He speaks football. He knows X's and O's. That's what we're expecting to see from these young guys, from this coaching staff. And the other thing is, too, how does Robert Salah handle adversity? That's when he really needs to keep the team together. Excuse me. That's when he needs to keep the team together. That's when they need to buy in, and that's when they need to stick together and see the big picture. And also, Robert Salah needs to continue implementing his system, the Kyle Shanahan system, if you may. And they want the guys to be able to don't think, just react. That's Robert Salah's one of his favorite catchphrases. They want the guys just to react to football. But another thing is, too, I want to see a lot of in-game adjustments at halftime. Even before halftime. How many times last year did we go into halftime getting our doors blown off? Just getting completely annihilated, going into halftime, coming out and doing the same thing. Run on first and second down, get stopped, or get blown back. 3rd and 15, short pass, punt. That's all we saw last year. That's all we saw. The big thing is making halftime adjustments. And I think Robert Salah is capable of that. I think this coaching staff could make adjustments. I think they're going to. If they want to see any lick of success in the NFL, that's what they're going to have to do. If Zach Wilson's having, a couple bad plays or whatever's going on, they need to pull him aside and say, hey, listen, we're going to do this in the third quarter. We're going to be doing this from now on. We need to make in-game adjustments. That's one of the biggest things that drives me nuts last year when I saw Adam Gase just not even caring, sitting on the sidelines looking at his play sheet. He'd look at a play sheet like this all game long and call the same 3 plays. That needs to change. And another thing is, too, look at Robert Salah during his press conferences. He's going to need to, you hear him now, he sounds great. He knows what he's talking about, but he's going to continue to need to do that. Explain his mistakes, unlike Adam Gase. Adam Gase's answer was, we got to watch the film. I got to go back and watch the film. I didn't see the film yet. I don't know exactly what happened. Robert Salah and the New York media, he's going to have to answer the hard questions. They're going to give him some, really hard questions that he's going to have to answer. But the other thing, like I said, he can't lose the locker room like Adam Gase or like Todd Bowles. And getting into the offense a little bit, right? Zach Wilson, he's going to have ups and downs. He's a rookie quarterback. He's going to have good games. He's going to have bad games. It's just the way it's going to be. One of the biggest things I fear going into Carolina, it's not really that I fear. I just don't want to deal with it on Jets Twitter and everywhere else. I don't want to deal with it on the internet. I don't want to read about it. The Jets made the wrong decision by getting rid of Sam Darnold and drafting Zach Wilson. Whether the Jets win, lose, draw, whatever. There's more pressure on Sam Darnold than there is Zach Wilson. You can't compare 4th-year Sam Darnold to rookie Zach Wilson. You just can't. You can't. And no matter how each player plays, we can't compare the two. Zach Wilson, he's going to have ups and downs, like I said. The big thing is that I want to see from Zach Wilson is just make smart football decisions, which he looks like he does. He goes through his reads, and we have to limit the turnovers. The turnovers are bound to happen. He's going to turn the ball over. He's a rookie quarterback. He's going to make those mistakes. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. If we could limit the turnovers, I think we'll be all right. And I want to see growth throughout the season. I don't want to see Zach Wilson making the same mistakes in December as he is in September. You want to see him gradually getting better throughout the season. If we're losing every game, but Zach Wilson's lighting it up and we have a bright future ahead, I'm okay with not having a great season this year. Next year might be a little bit better, but by 2023, you expect playoffs. You should be expecting playoffs next year, but I'm okay with missing the playoffs this year and next year. I won't be too upset. You can't get too mad on these things, guys. I do think that it's going to be a much-proved offense overall. Getting into the offensive line a little bit. Mekhi Becton and AVT on the left side should be a lot of fun. You can expect a lot of runs to the left side. The big thing is keeping AVT and Becton healthy. How many times did we see Becton banged up last year? He played through a lot of injuries. He has to stay on the field. He even dealt with a concussion. He's just coming off of a concussion. He will be playing week 1. But we saw Mekhi Becton banged up a lot last year. Look back to Denver. He was the emergency tackle. If he's not healthy, he's not going to play. But he came into that Denver game last year as the emergency tackle, and he had to play injured. I don't think that Robert Salah is going to play any of his players injured. He's not going to do that. That's an Adam Gase thing. But these guys need to do their end. They need to train correctly. They need to eat right. Stay hydrated. Those are all the things that they need to do to stay healthy, to stay on the field. If we get 17 weeks of a healthy Mekhi Becton, I think Zach Wilson's going to be in pretty darn good hands. AVT, the Super Smash Bros, as they call themselves, he just dealt with an injury. He's coming back. He will be there for week 1. I'm excited to see what a rookie AVT and a Mekhi Becton can do on the left side. I'm super excited for that. On the right side, Robert Salah still hasn't announced who the right tackle is going to be. We still don't know our starting right tackle. It's either going to be George Fant or Morgan Moses. I was hoping that it'd be Cam Clark. Obviously, he's out. He's injured. I do believe that George Fant has outplayed Morgan Moses. I think George Fant has earned the starting position over Morgan Moses. Morgan Moses obviously just signed a recent big contract with the Jets, a 1-year deal. And a lot of people were expecting him to start. I personally think that George Fant outperformed him this year in training camp. Personally, that's just what I think. We could argue till the cows come home about it. It could go either way. Not sure yet. We won't know until the game. Getting into the running backs a little bit, though, Josh Adams was recently re-signed to the active roster because LaMichael Pirine is day-to-day with a foot injury. I don't think that, even if LaMichael Pirine was starting, and I don't think Josh Adams are going to be starting. I think Tevin Coleman is going to be starting. He's going to be getting a lot of the reps, especially early on in the season, and then I think it might switch over to Michael Carter. I think Michael Carter, towards the end of the season, is going to have a much more featured role in this system. I also like Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson is very explosive. I could see him getting a lot of starting reps too. I don't think that there's going to be any 1,000-plus yard running backs this year. I just think it's going to be more of like a team effort. Every player at the position is going to be getting a decent amount of reps. That's just personally what I see happening. Getting into the wide receivers a little bit. The team is very hopeful that Crowder will play week 1. Obviously, he's, like me, dealing with COVID. I probably don't think he's going to be playing week 1, but I do think that's a great opportunity for Denzel Mims, for Elijah Moore, and for Jeff Smith. It's a great opportunity for them to get out there, and especially Denzel Mims. He needs to stay healthy on the field. And he's kind of in a tough position where he might not be seeing a lot of reps on the field this year, especially when Crowder comes back and Elijah Moore is going to be taking over a lot of his reps. I don't think that Denzel Mims, it's not crazy to say that he's going to be getting a lot of the number 1 reps this year. He's going to have to earn his spot. I understand he's dealt with injury after injury after injury. And that's a big concern. That could be a vital impact on the future of Denzel Mims. Do I think that we should get rid of Crowder? I was never a fan of that trade. But if Elijah Moore is lighting it up later in the season, why not get rid of Crowder if we have to? I don't think we should, especially not yet. I want to see how things play out before I jump on that bandwagon. But I know for a fact that there's a lot of guys out there that aren't opposed to getting rid of Jamison Crowder. Corey Davis is going to be the number 1 wide receiver. He's Zach Wilson's security blanket. I don't think he's going to have 1,000 yards plus. I don't think that we're going to have any 1,000-plus yard wide receivers on the team this year. I don't think really any of the skills positions are going to be getting over 1,000 yards, whether it be rushing or receiving. I just think that everybody's going to be coming together to make this dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work, ladies and gentlemen. As we all know that. I was preaching staying hydrated. I'm going to do so myself. Excuse me. But you have to drink your water, man. That's the key to success. Staying hydrated is key. Must do it. Where was I? All right, so actually the wide receivers are one of the strengths of the team, actually, for once. Even our backups are pretty damn good. Jeff Smith, Braxton Berrios, they have starting experience. I feel comfortable. If a wide receiver goes down, I hope they don't, but if they do, I feel comfortable with our backups. I think that we have some pretty damn good backups in there, if we have to. Getting into the tight end position, I guess Tyler Kroft is the best tight end on the team. It's still very funny to see the way that Joe Douglas is handling the tight end position. I think that we're going to be seeing a lot of Tyler Kroft and Ryan Griffin. I don't know if we're going to be seeing a lot of Daniel Brown or Trayvon Wesco. Wesco's going to be more of a fullback. But it's very funny to see the way that the Jets are handling the tight end position. I don't know if it's going to stay that way. It's getting pretty close to the, season opener for that to be happening, to be bringing in somebody else. I really think that we're going to be drafting a tight end early in the draft next year, which I'm not opposed to. But I guess Tyler Kroft is going to be getting a lot of the starting reps. Obviously he is 2 touchdowns in preseason, so I guess that's got to play a factor. Maybe they feel a lot more comfortable than we do. But I've talked to a couple Bills fans, and Tyler Kroft, you either love him sometimes and you hate him sometimes. He's very inconsistent. He'll be out there scoring touchdowns and then he's dropping passes. Kind of like our old good friend Chris Herndon. But getting into defense a little bit. Obviously, the Jets switched from a 3-4 to a 4-3 defense. The offensive line, Quinnen Williams, Rankins, and JFM, I think they could be special. I'm kind of interested to see how Shaq Lawson's going to do. If he's going to be getting to the quarterback or whatever the deal's going to be. I think they're going to be really good at stopping the run this year. And if the Jets want to see a lot of success, especially on defense, they need to get to the quarterback. I'm really hopeful that Quinnen Williams has double-digit sacks. I want to see Quinnen Williams get at least 10 sacks this season. And I don't think that's impossible for him. The defense last year was arguably worse, and Quinnen Williams had 7 sacks. Along with Rankins and JFM, I think Quinnen Williams could get to the quarterback. I would love to see Quinnen Williams get 10-plus sacks this season. That's a personal goal that I want to see him make this year. I'm sure he has that for himself, too. But the linebackers, C.J. Mosley, team captain, Blake Cashman, Quinnen Williams' brother Quincy is going to be joining him on defense, and Najruddin. If we get 75 to 80% of C.J. Mosley from 2019, I think C.J. Mosley will be a damn good linebacker. If we get to see what he did in Buffalo in week 1 of 2019, I think C.J. Mosley could still be a pretty special player. I do think that Quincy Williams, is going to be starting over Najruddin. That's just because Najruddin's a rookie. I could be wrong. But they obviously just signed Quincy Williams. I think that he's going to earn a starting position. The cornerbacks, very young, inexperienced, a weakness of the team. Arguably the biggest weakness of the team, right? We're going to have Bryce Huff, and we're going to have Guidry going out there. And we have a lot of young depth on the cornerback position. I think a lot of, especially the teams with good wide receivers, guys like the Buccaneers and teams like that, they're going to be attacking this team. They're going to be testing the corners one-on-one in coverage. It's going to be their receiver versus our cornerback. Our cornerback, he's going to have to step up, whoever it's going to be. Whether it's Bryce Hall, I said Huff earlier, it's Hall, Bryce Hall, and Guidry, they're going to have to show us something, man. We're rolling with the young guys, like I've been saying. It's time for them to put it up. Put up or shut up. That's what it's going to be this year. You got to give them some slack. They're young players. A lot of these guys are just rookies or going into their second year. We're going to have those mistakes. We're going to get beat. Expect it, guys. We're going to get beat. It's going to happen. we're going to get into the safeties a little bit. Marcus May and Joyner. Marcus May really just needs to build off of what he was doing last season, get a couple interceptions, couple of forced fumbles. I think Marcus May will be all right. Marcus May obviously playing on his franchise tag. He's playing for that big contract. Marcus May wants a big contract for next season, whether it's going to be with the Jets or without the Jets. He's going to be wanting to put some good plays on tape. I can guarantee you that. He might want to walk next year. I don't want to see Marcus May go. Joyner obviously has some experience, but I don't think he's going to be a top safety. We have Ashton Davis. The defense is a very young side of the ball. Getting into special teams a little bit, Matt Amendola, I guess he's our starting kicker. I feel pretty comfortable with Matt Amendola. I know a lot of guys don't like him. I don't really feel that way. I don't love him. I'm not in love with him. I would like to upgrade the position. But so far, he hasn't really shown me anything that believes that he shouldn't be the starter. So far, he's done everything that he's supposed to do. And going into the season, I'm okay with him. If a kicker does shake loose, maybe we bring him in, we try him out and see how he does. Give him a workout. I'm not opposed to that. But right now, I'm fine with Matt Amendola. I don't have a lot of complaints about him. And neither should you guys. So that's going to wrap it up. What do you guys think of my expectations for the team? Do you guys agree with them? Do you guys disagree? Let me know in the comment section below. Like I said, if you guys want to go follow me on Twitter, at everythingNYJ, I'll follow you back. We can talk football if you want. Twitter's really fun. You know, we put up some polls and a couple other things. I'd really like to interact with you guys. So definitely go give me a follow on Twitter. I'll follow you back. Like I said earlier at the beginning of the video, if you guys do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share it. It helps me grow. It helps me put out more content. I appreciate all the love and support from you guys. I love you guys all too. Jets Nation, it's a big week. It's time to get pumped up. Pumped is all heck, as Robert Salah was saying in his press conference. I'm going to be pumped as all heck. I know that. All gas, no brakes. It's coming this week. The Zach Wilson journey begins. The Zach Wilson era is kicking off this week. I'm super excited for it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to talk to you guys on Saturday. We're going to do a Carolina versus Jets prediction video, a little preview video. I'm going to be doing those on Saturdays. Game Sunday. Monday, I'm reacting to the game. I'm going over the plays, what they should have done, what they shouldn't have done, what went down in case you guys missed it. Wednesdays for the Everything NYJ podcast. But that's going to wrap it up for episode number 22 of the Everything NYJ podcast. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, go Jets. I'll talk to you guys Saturday. Thank you.